Hey, it's Matt from Custom Car Grills with a mesh install for the 2016 and newer Mazda CX-9. In this video, I'll show you how we made the grill on screen now, and it all begins with taking the stock grill off the bumper. And starting with the grill seen here, the first task will be to cut out the center section. So let's flip this around and start with a little disassembly before we get to cutting. There's a plastic mount here which I believe connects up by the headlights, and that'll need to be removed. In addition to that, there are several screws that are holding on the chrome trim pieces. I'd encourage owners to temporarily remove those to avoid them being damaged during this grill build. There's also some clips that will be holding the chrome trim pieces in place, and those are easily released with just a flathead screwdriver. We're going to be blacking them out for the owner of this grill, so we're going to set these off to the side and take them down to the paint shop later. Okay, now I'll grab an open-ended saw blade and make an entrance cut. This needs to be done at an angle so that you're cutting into the bar on the side that we want to remove, but not cutting on the edge that we want to keep clean. It's a tricky balance of angles to get this cut just right, and if you don't feel confident in your cutting skills, then lining the outside edge with some painter's tape might be a good idea. Once I get down into the lower edge, then the cuts need to be more at a perpendicular angle, and this is generally going to be an easier cut to make than the others that I'll be showing in this video. Now on the opposite end of the difficulty scale, this top edge is one of the trickiest cuts to make. Getting it started was difficult to capture on camera, but it's similar to how we started the side cuts at an angle. Once we get it started, then the cut will be more similar to that of what was done on the lower edge. The really important part to control on this is the distance from the saw to the outer edge. I don't want to cut into the part of the frame that we're keeping, because then that'll end up being a lengthy repair if we cut into it. If there's any remaining connecting cuts that need to be made, go ahead and get those completed. This side edge is pretty quick work, but next up will be the tiny angled section that connects the top and sides. While it's a small spot, it will test your patience. There was a lot of small cuts to get it started, but once I was able to get my saw in there, then it was relatively easy from there on out. All of the cuts are made, and the center section can now be lifted out and thrown away. There's going to be quite a few remnants of the old grill on the edge, and I'll show you how to handle those quite easily. So, there's a nice well-defined lip on the front of this grill. To get a better view of exactly where the end point for all of this will be, please skip further into the video to get a better view of what it looks like from the front. On the back of the grill, I have a good view of where this cut line is going to be. It's about a 1/4 inch before the corner. There's a little depression in the plastic, and that's where the cut's going to be made. As I make the cut with my Dremel that's equipped with their number 543 cutting and shaping wheel, again you can see that I'm cutting right on the shallow valley that's about a 1/4 inch away from the corner. There's a protruding square in the lower center that doesn't need to be cut out quite yet. Next, I'll continue to cut this outward to the sides following the same path and keeping a nice, consistent depth. A steady hand will go a long ways with a project like this, and if you're a little shaky with the Dremel, then I'd suggest cutting not as deep and later sanding down the plastic to the final depth. A couple small cuts before the lower center square should release the plastic that's been cut on the lower edge. And next we're off to the upper corner so we can take out the remnants of the plastic piece that was near the headlights. While there isn't much of a line to guide the cut, it's just a small cut that's about the same depth of the surrounding edges. Now on to the upper edge, and with this area we're going to be taking a slightly different approach. The cut is simply being made right in front of where the old grill remnants were. It's just a very fine cut, nothing more than about an 1/8 inch in, and there's no need to touch the curved area where the logo was yet. A couple of light, quick passes over the back of the grill with the top of the number 543 cutting and shaping wheel will help level out any unevenness you might still have. And let's clean up some of the other areas. The lower center section that is a weird square cutout can now be trimmed in line with the other cuts. Whereas the upper dipped section where the logo was is going to need a little extra help from some tape to draw a straight line that will connect up the cuts. While this is an easy cut across the line, just be mindful of the varying depths that it'll take you through. Then after that cut, the tape can be removed and thrown away. More burnt-on plastic bits will be on the back edge, and some can be picked off by hand. A powered sander or grinder like this one can be useful if you have stubborn or if you want to do a bulk removal of these plastic bits. A few very light passes with the grinder should be enough to take out the bits as well as level out any unevenness. Remember those chrome trim pieces I took off earlier? While I was working on the main grille section, my paint shop was busy at work painting the trim a deep gloss black. These are going to look pretty sick on the CX-9. In regard to paintwork, if you need to repaint any part of this main grille frame, I'd suggest some Spray Max 1K trim paint in matte black. This stuff looks just like the OEM finish. Okay, let's get these new blacked out trim pieces back on the frame, starting by snapping them into place. On the back side of things, I'll reuse the screws that were previously removed and now are ready for the mesh install. Speaking of which, here's a look at the mesh piece that we have for sale on our website. It has all the right cuts and bends made to do this mod right out of the box, and it's made specifically for the 2016 and newer CX-9 as shown in this video. Also, this is made from aluminum and it comes in a gloss black powder coated finish. With the grille laid face down, the mesh goes on the back of the grille with the bent tabs faced forward. And to temporarily hold the mesh and grille together, I'll grab some cable ties and foam. The foam will help protect the finish of the front of the grille, while the ties are a great tool to hold the mesh steady while we bond it together. To get the ties in place, have the tail end of the tie fed through the front, and have it connect up with the head of the tie on the back. Pull the tie moderately tight and have the head of the tie resting on the back of the mesh. Be sure to have the ties in a position on the mesh where it's not pulling the mesh one way or another. And also be sure not to over tighten the ties, as that could distort the grille frame and make it look deformed when finished. With some of the areas, you might need to loop the ties through some of the tab holes in order to reach around to the mesh. Once it's all tied up, just take a quick look from the front and make sure that there's no gaps and everything looks good. Then, once all the ties are in place, just make a quick trip around the area and snip off the tail ends of the ties. To bond the mesh and grille together, you'll want to use a 2-part epoxy that's designed to be used with plastics. I like to use PlyoGrip Plastic Repair number 3, but 3M05887 works well too. To use the PlyoGrip, simply dispense the material on the back of the grille where the mesh and grille are making contact. Get in and around the whole perimeter, and it's important to note to not spill any of this through the front. Before it starts to harden up, I like running a brush over it so I can more evenly distribute the material around and get a wider bonding surface area. The upper edge is similar but different to the bottom and sides. Reason being is that this area is a little bit tighter, so you might need to change your angle of approach just a little bit to get the epoxy in place. And most epoxies like this one cure fairly quickly, so I'm working fast to ensure full coverage before it starts to harden up. Once I'm satisfied with the application, then I'll wait for the PlyoGrip to just work its magic. In this case, it's about a 30-minute cure time, and once it's set up, then I'll come back and cut off the ties and remove the foam. The installation is now complete. Let's flip it around and see how it turned out. Whoa, look at this! Compared to the grille that we started with, this is a huge difference, and I love the all blacked out look with the trim pieces all painted up. This was a fun build to pull off, and it's reasonable to do with some basic tools over a weekend. Here's a quick look at a render of how this grille will look installed on the vehicle. It's a super sleek look, and I think owners will be pleased to ditch the logo for their CX-9. Well, that's all I have for this video. I hope you liked it, and if you have any questions, then feel free to drop me a comment below. And thanks for watching.